How can walking help us with our problems? What can you do while walking to learn to enjoy it? And why should you try it? Every now and then, you are gonna face some problems in your life. Whether it's some external problems with school, work, or something else, or some more existential issues. Coming up against them is part of our human life experience and you can't avoid them. And there are many ways on how you could deal with your problems because someday you will have to tackle them. You can work creatively, you can work out and exercise, you can talk with your friends and family, or maybe find another way to give your mind time to think while doing something else, not to just sit alone with the problem and get overwhelmed. And one of those methods of helping you deal with the problems you might have could be walking. And that's what I would like to consider today. Hello, everyone. Raise up. And as I said, I would want to yap a bit about walking. I don't want to force you or convince you to start walking. I just want to share with you what I think about it, what benefits do I see, and why do I walk often. And after that, you on your own should decide if you would want to try it, if you never really thought about walking that way, or maybe have been walking in the past but stopped for some reason and you want to find arguments to get back to it. So let's get to the point and let me first share my experience. So when I sometimes feel worse and the weather is nice, the sun is still up, I like to go for a walk around my neighborhood as it isn't that big, so usually it's a 15 to 20 minutes walk. And if I want a shorter or a longer route, I just change it on the way. And sometimes I put on some music and observe my surroundings as I walk, or sometimes I dive deep into the thing bothering me. And for me personally, I have a better, let's call it, thought flow as I'm moving, so my thoughts are more clear and also how I structure the connections between them is easier to follow, opposite to when I'm sitting or laying down and my thoughts either don't flow at all or are totally all over the place. And for someone like me who already is everywhere at the same time and could possibly have ADHD, as I never really was diagnosed, so I don't know. It's important to sometimes have a more logical and clean look at everything that's going on in your head, and as I do it, it helps me with solving my problems. And you can ask, but what if I don't like walking? I'd rather bike everywhere or go somewhere by bus or something. And I can tell you that as a kid, I hated walking. Every time I had to walk somewhere, I would cry to my parents as my legs and feet would hurt after probably 10 minutes of walking out of the house. And of course, as a kid, you take more steps compared to the adults, but still, nowadays, I would and I do walk everywhere. I just love it so much, and if I have time and I can choose between an hour walk and a 15-minute bus ride, I just walk. But where did this love come from? You know, even though I hated it when I was younger, I kinda didn't have the choices. We travel a lot with my family. Sometimes I even think it's a bit too much. And I had to do some sightseeing and just walking around cities and different places. And FYI, I'm from Europe, so for my American viewers, everything here is within the walking distance. But I got to learn this year that if you wanted to walk everywhere in America, then you would have to walk for at least an hour to get to school or somewhere else. And of course, I'm exaggerating a bit, but it was probably the biggest cultural shock for me. But that's probably because I choose walking everywhere. And in the US, you have to sometimes walk for 5 minutes to get from one store to another, and those shops are technically in one building. At least that's what I've seen on the East Coast. Whereas in Europe, it's maybe 80 meters from one entry to another, and it's unseen or really rare for you to have such big distances between them. And if you do, it's for some big shops like construction stores or whole malls, and not for supermarkets, pharmacies, or just any other type of stores. So to get back, I got to like it probably because I liked traveling and sightseeing, as I like to walk around and look at the different architecture, and my legs got stronger over time, so now I can enjoy it better without any discomfort. And I could probably walk for 6 hours straight if not the problems with my back. So now I walk as a hobby often, basically every day if the weather is nice, as I like to spend time outside and it doesn't matter if I have something bothering me or not. But if I do, I spend this time walking trying to solve my problems, as I often walk alone, so I have some quiet time by myself doing something I like. So my brain is in a favorable situation to analyze the problem the proper way and not be biased by something negative. I walk everywhere and anywhere. I just try to cross the road as little times as I can, not to change what I'm thinking about and distract myself, but that's something I personally prefer, and I don't think it changes much. And you might ask, okay, I can solve my problems, but what else? And as I said, I think anyone can try if it's their thing, but if they don't feel like it is, then don't try to force it. Just because some random guy on the internet said it's beneficial, just find something yours and it's fine. But if you'd like me to list out the benefits I see, I could say that, first of all, it's a physical activity. Even if you walk slowly, and that's always good to move your body. So you can do it instead of working out if you don't like it, and it could also be cool to set some step goals to have something to achieve every day. Another thing is that, as I said, you can either spend some quality time with yourself or maybe with one or two other people. As if there is a bigger group, it kind of gets hard to talk as you walk down the sidewalk. But I think up to three, maybe four people is fine. So you get some time to spend, and you can either spend it thinking about anything, maybe come up with something interesting, or as I said, focus on and try to solve your problems. Or you can just watch people around you, and if you choose to walk in the park or in a forest, observe the nature. Everything is fine as long as you find yourself something to do. There are even some days where I really don't give a about the world, and I put in some music and start walking, singing, and dancing, and it's, I think, one of the coolest experiences I think you can do walking. But you have to be a bit more brave because there will be, I think, a lot of people who might think you are crazy or something. But why does it matter if you find it interesting and you find it fun, and then it's okay. And I think these are the main benefits of walking, and of course there's more to it, and you could find more positive aspects, but these are the main reasons I mostly care about. And it's my video, so I guess I can say whatever I want. But if you also have something different you notice and appreciate and like walking, I would love to hear about it in the comments because I love learning to appreciate new things and the things I do and like. So if you're also a walking enjoyer, you can freely share your thoughts. Or maybe if you're against this idea of walking, I'd also like to hear why is that, because I think it could be interesting to have a look at some opposing ideas, and of course I won't try to convince you otherwise, but I'd like to hear about your perspective. So I think that would be it for today. So if you want to try walking, then I hope you have a nice experience and get to enjoy it. So I wish you a great day and peace.